The 2019 model year is here, so it's time to return to our comparison tests. The four minivans being compared here are always constantly fighting to be the best people mover, and this year is no different. As minivan sales slouch and SUV sales continue to increase, however, some vans' very nameplates are at stake. Take the 2019 Dodge Grand Caravan, for example. 2019 appears to be the last year this vehicle will ever be in production, until all Fiat Chrysler minivan sales are redirected to the Pacifica. Ironically, the Grand Caravan still outsells the Pacifica handily, despite the van being essentially 11 years old. The Toyota Sienna is a fan favorite, and thousands sell every month. Honda hopes to steal some of these sales with their relatively new van, the Odyssey. Before we begin comparing each vehicle, I need to explain how I will conduct the comparison. First, I use a numerical points value system at the end of the video to assess every area of each vehicle as objectively as possible. Secondly, though I am comparing certain trims of each vehicle, I will be showing many variants across the screen. For example, I will be comparing the Sienna XLE today, but I may show a Sienna LE on screen. With that being said, let's begin with our first area of appraisal, value. Our first van, the 2019 Sienna XLE, starts at $37,090. Standard features on the XLE include heated outside mirrors with blind spot warning and rear cross traffic alert, power sliding doors, one-touch door handles, a power moonroof, 17-inch alloy wheels, and a 3-zone climate control system. On the interior, the Toyota has a 7.0-inch color touchscreen that houses Entune 3.0, Toyota's in-house infotainment system. The XLE version comes with a subscription to SiriusXM, Toyota connected services with Wi-Fi, and other things. However, most of these items are on a subscription basis. All seats in this trim Sienna are leather, and the front two captain's chairs are powered and heated. Other features include dynamic radar cruise control, a leather-trimmed steering wheel, a 4.2-inch display in the instrument cluster, remote start, and a smart key system also come in the Sienna. Parents will appreciate the universal garage door receiver, 10 cup holders, the wide variety of USB and 12-volt sockets, and the power tailgate. They will further appreciate all of the active safety systems, preventing the Sienna from running into other cars and people. Included are pedestrian detection with a pre-collision system and lane departure alert with steering assist. Though the Sienna may seem as though it is optioned well, the van was last fully redesigned in 2011, and it is starting to show. It does not accommodate for new technologies like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. However, the Sienna does excel at moving people and objects, which is the main goal of a minivan anyway. Let's move on to the 2019 Honda Odyssey Exl, which begins life at $37,610. The exterior of the van features heated outside mirrors, power sliding doors, and a keyless entry and exit system. The Honda will automatically lock or unlock the car after the key either enters or exits an 8-foot radius around the vehicle. The moonroof on the Honda is powered like the Sienna, as is the tailgate. However, users can set a programmed height for the tailgate on the Odyssey. Push-button start and a tri-zone climate control system, as well as a universal remote and a leather-wrapped steering wheel, make life easier for Honda buyers. Additionally, the front two seats can be power adjusted many different ways and are heated. The first two rows in the Honda are leather, and it also has remote engine start. Bluetooth and 7 speakers with a subwoofer come standard, and the Honda has both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability on the Honda's 8-inch color touchscreen. SiriusXM, collision mitigation braking, blind spot detection, a lane keeping system, and a road departure mitigation indicator are on all EXL Odysseys. The 2019 Chrysler Pacifica Touring L starts at $35,945. Standard exterior features include 17-inch 10-spoke wheels, LED headlights and tail lamps, power sliding doors and liftgate, and heated exterior mirrors. On the interior, the vehicle has heated front seats and an 8-way power adjustable driver's chair. The Pacifica makes use of Chrysler's excellent stow and go system, which allows for the second and third rows in the Pacifica to be folded into the floorboard with ease, so that the load floor of the rest of the van is flat. This eases cargo carrying capability and makes life with the Pacifica significantly easier. The Chrysler is dotted with 12-volt outlets and USB ports, and it also has a tri-zone climate control system, all leather seating, and a leather-wrapped steering wheel. In the dash sits a 7-inch colored touchscreen housing Uconnect, which is Chrysler's infotainment system. Weirdly, the Pacifica supports Android Auto, but not Apple CarPlay. Fiat Chrysler is the first company I have seen contract with one technology company, but not the other. 6 speakers, keyless entry, and push-button start round off the interior. Active safety systems on the Pacifica are actually pretty slim, offering only blind spot detection and rear cross-path detection. It does have a parking aid that will brake for you when you're about to hit another vehicle or object, but other than that, more advanced safety systems will cost you extra. The 2019 Dodge Grand Caravan somehow manages to continue on into the year 2019 with only changes to the current airbags. Originally, 2018 was supposed to be the last year this vehicle was in production, but its sales have continued to be strong, so FCA renewed its lease on life. Unfortunately, though the Grand Caravan sells in numbers, it cannot be the best van here. The Grand Caravan has been around since 2008 without any major updates, and it cannot compete with the likes of the Odyssey or even its own cousin, the Pacifica. However, since it remains such a strong sales contender, it is worth comparing it to the other vans. The top-of-the-line Grand Caravan SXT starts at a comically low $31,750. On the exterior, the Dodge is gussied up with 17-inch aluminum wheels, heated mirrors, and a power liftgate and doors. On the interior, the Grand Caravan has a tri-zone climate control system, the same fantastic stow-and-go seats for the second and third rows seen in the Pacifica, and a leather-wrapped steering wheel and shift knob. All seats are leather, and the driver's seat is 8-way power adjustable, but the passenger will have to adjust their seat manually. Here again, the Grand Caravan has Android Auto but not Apple CarPlay. In the center console is a 6.5-inch touchscreen housing the usual Bluetooth and Sirius XM found in the other vans. The final two features on the SXT are remote start and keyless entry. Next, let's evaluate the powertrains and performance of each van. The 2019 Sienna comes with a 3.5-liter V6 engine with 296 horsepower and 263 pound-feet of torque. This motor is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission that drives the front wheels. All-wheel drive is optional. The powertrain is good for a 6.8-second run to 60 miles per hour with a quarter-mile time of 15.5 seconds. The 2019 Honda Odyssey also has a 3.5-liter V6, this time rated at 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. The Honda has the most modern transmission of the group, a 9-speed automatic with paddle shifters. The 9-speed and the V6 propel the Honda to 60 miles per hour in 6.7 seconds and the quarter mile in 15.2 seconds. The Pacifica has a slightly bigger 3.6-liter engine with 287 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, and it matches the Honda's 9-speed. This setup is good for a 7.2 second 0 to 60 time and a 15.3 second quarter. Let's move on to the Grand Caravan, which has the same 3.6-liter V6 as the Pacifica, but makes slightly less power at 283 horsepower and 260 pound-feet. Unfortunately, because FCA hasn't put as much effort into the Grand Caravan as they have in the Pacifica, it retains only a 6-speed automatic. This hinders performance, and the Grand Caravan takes 7.9 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour and 16 seconds flat in the quarter. Next, let's try and look at how family-friendly these vehicles are, because that's what they're designed for. The Grand Caravan and Pacifica have the stow-and-go seats, which make increasing the cargo space significantly easier. The Pacifica has 165 cubic feet for passengers and can stow 140.5 cubic feet with all the seats down. It seats 7 comfortably, but 8 in a pinch. The Honda has 160.1 cubic feet for passengers and 140.7 cubic feet behind the front row of seats and seats 8. The Grand Caravan can hold 140.3 cubic feet of cargo space and is unrated for passenger space, but seats a maximum of 7. The 2019 Sienna has a massive 150 cubic feet behind the front seats and is unrated in passenger space, but can seat 8 if need be. Now, let's move on to safety. Of course, each van has some array of active safety features, but let's see what the crashworthiness of each van is, per the IIHS. The 2019 Sienna gets ratings of good, the highest mark possible, except for the small overlap on the driver's side, which was acceptable. The 2019 Pacifica is a top safety pick, and the only area it gets an acceptable rating on is the headlights. The trim we are comparing, the Touring L, has better headlights anyway. Oddly, the 2019 Odyssey gets the exact same ratings as the Pacifica, but the child seat latch anchors are apparently easier to use. This means it too is a top safety pick. The Grand Caravan is old and as such wasn't engineered to meet the small front overlap test, where it gets a rating of poor. Most of the rest of the ratings are good, but it wasn't enough to give it a top safety pick. Let's now look at fuel economy, as this is something every minivan driver is sure to have on their mind. The 2019 Sienna gets 19 miles per gallon in the city and 27 on the highway, for a combined 22 miles per gallon. The Odyssey gets similar mileage at 19 in the city, 28 on the highway, and the same 22 combined MPG. The Chrysler Pacifica gets identical ratings to the Odyssey, but the Grand Caravan shows its age with ratings of 17 in the city and 25 on the highway for a combined 21. Next, let's look at our most controversial segment, which is styling. This is a subjective category, mind you, so take my ratings with a grain of salt. The Pacifica is about as seductive as a minivan can be, both inside and out, and manages to have the best looking exterior and interior. The Honda comes in a close second in terms of exterior, as does the interior, though to a lesser extent. I like the Dodge's exterior better than the Sienna's, but I like the Sienna's interior more. Again, as are many other features of the Grand Caravan, the styling seems to be an afterthought. This van was never meant to be beautiful, though. Form always follows function with this particular vehicle. Finally, let's move on to our last area of evaluation, which is reliability. Of course, families want their van to be as dependable as possible, and the Toyota has them covered. According to Consumer Reports, the predicted reliability of a new Sienna is much better than average, compared to the Odyssey's average rating, and the FCA Cousins ratings of much worse than average. Well, that's about it for the 2019 minivan comparison. Here are the rankings of each van in each category on a scale from 1 to 10. The Sienna and Grand Caravan offer the most features for the money, hence their value scores. Its age shows again in the safety evaluation, where the two top safety picks each score 9. The two Fiat Chrysler vans score low in reliability, and the Grand Caravan falls behind again in fuel economy. For ease of use, the Pacifica and Grand Caravan both make gains for the stow and go seats, but the Odyssey and Grand Caravan are docked a point for seating one less person. Overall, the Sienna turns into the most well-rounded vehicle.